Kentucky College is set to start work on a new campus. Bluegrass Community and Technical College will break ground at the site of their Georgetown campus tomorrow. Lieutenant Governor Crit Llewellyn will be on hand for the ceremony. The new campus will serve more than 1,000 students. Thousands of people took advantage of the beautiful weather today and watched the races out at Keeneland. The crowds were a welcome sight after rain and lightning kept many away on opening day. WKYT's Mike Linden reports attendance is growing.
After a rainy start to the opening of the spring meet at Keeneland, attendance is booming.
During the spring, people are coming out of winter. They're ready for some warm afternoons. They're ready to kind of get outside and enjoy the sunshine. So you do have a lot of really large crowds.
More than 37,000 people came to Saturday's races. That's the third largest crowd in Keeneland history, and only about 3,000 away from the all-time record.
While Saturday's attendance was historic at 37,000, that's nothing compared to what officials expect for the Breeders' Cup this coming fall, where they project anywhere from 40 to 45,000 people a day at Keeneland.
With more active weather in the forecast this week, Gregory says the races will go on, rain or shine, unless the weather becomes dangerous.
The tipping point last Friday was the lightning in the area. We don't want to subject our patrons or our jockeys and horses to any risk with lightning in the area, so that's why we ended up canceling the rest of the day.
Even if the weather turns wet, race fans still love the experience of coming to Keeneland.
It's just so relaxing and different and entertaining. You know, there's nothing like it.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Keeneland leaders think average attendance numbers this meet could still surpass last year's.
Makes you nervous when you see police walking down the street with all automatic weapons and, AR-15s and stuff, and makes you wonder what's going on.
Officers thought it was a standoff and forced several families to evacuate their homes. We're talking to neighbors in Georgetown.
4 days after canoers found a man's body in a Madison County creek, another man has been charged with murder.
Saturday was a historic day at Keeneland. We'll tell you why coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
A standoff in Scott County. Good evening, I'm Kristen Kennedy. Georgetown police officers went door to door this morning evacuating families from homes on Hemingway Place. The standoff situation involved 6 children and left neighbors shaken. WKYT's Hillary Thornton spoke to a few who watched the situation unfold. She has our top story at 6.
Well, it is much calmer out here now than it was this morning when dozens of law enforcement vehicles, including the SWAT team truck, surrounded a home here on Hemingway Place.
I looked outside at 7 o'clock this morning, and an officer walked down the street and told me to go back in the house.
Stephen Timms had no idea he was stepping out into the middle of this. Georgetown police say it all started as a domestic verbal dispute that escalated with William Bowser handing the woman inside a gun, telling her to shoot him.
Didn't know what was going on.
Thinking Bowser was barricaded inside with 6 children, unable to make contact with anyone inside, police then called in their special response team.
You're nervous when you see police walking down the street with all automatic weapons and, AR-15s and stuff.
Door knock came and there was a police officer, said that, there was a SWAT situation and that our side of the street, I guess, was being evacuated.
Eventually, officers say 2 children ran out a back door, and with the others inside, the special response team decided to set up a distraction and make entry.
I watched him throw the flash grenade over the top of that car, basically in front of their house, and oh Lord, it was loud.
Officers made their way inside, bringing the children to safety, but did not find Bowser. He was then arrested just minutes later, a few streets away.
Seen him bring out what looked to be a sawed-off shotgun and a regular shotgun and some other kind of little weapon. And after that, just all the kids, and it's everything you can do not to just tear up and cry yourself because you're sitting there thinking, these poor babies.
And everyone out here says even though it was a tense morning, they are thankful this ended the way it did and that no one was hurt. In Georgetown, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Police say the woman involved was already outside this morning when they arrived. This morning, Kentucky State Police made an arrest in what was originally a missing person case. Canoers found Francisco Martinez Castillo's body in Madison County earlier this week. Family reported him missing back in March. WKYT's Sean Moody explains why officers arrested Billy Chadwell for Castillo's murder.
Francisco Martinez Castillo had been missing since March 21st. On Wednesday evening, canoers here along Silver Creek stumbled upon his body. Now, 4 days later, Kentucky State Police have charged a man with murder. With so many signs of new life here, maybe the last thing canoers expected to find along Silver Creek was death. They found Francisco Martinez Castillo's body Wednesday. Early Sunday morning, Kentucky State Police arrested 35-year-old Billy Chadwell, charging him with murder. According to an arrest citation, police said Chadwell was the last person to see Martinez Castillo on the night of March 20th. Martinez Castillo was reported missing the next day. In the complaint on the arrest citation, police said Chadwell admitted to 2 witnesses that he killed Martinez Castillo and gave them information that only someone involved in the crime could know. Police said another witness said Chadwell was in the area where Martinez Castillo's body was found the next day, and also said he was in the area of Martinez Castillo's vehicle. Police arrested Chadwell early Sunday morning. He's now in the Madison County Detention Center. Chadwell declined our request to talk with him from jail. In Madison County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
The coroner has not yet released a cause of death. UK students had a scare overnight after campus police say someone fired several shots into an apartment complex. UK leaders issued a campus alert around 1:45 this morning after someone fired 5 shots into a building on Red Mile Road. Police say one person was in a bedroom when a bullet shattered their window. Another told police a bullet hit his foot. They took him to UK hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Danville police are still trying to track down a man who shot 2 people yesterday inside a club. Officers found one victim on the ground of the building. The other, we're told, showed up at the hospital. Police are now looking for 24-year-old Darwin Cloyd. They believe he is the shooter. Cloyd is about 5'7", 170 pounds with brown eyes and black hair. They do consider Cloyd armed and dangerous. We've had a beautiful few days here in the bluegrass. Get out and enjoy it while you can because the work week isn't looking as nice. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking a lot of rain this coming week.
Yeah, several chances will be coming our way, Kristen. Rounds of showers and thunderstorms will start for us, probably scattered tomorrow morning, and then by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening becomes a little more widespread. Out there today, though, it has been just perfect. Running right now in the mid-70s here in Lexington at 74 degrees, 81 down the road in London, 80 in Jackson. I mean, it is just warm all over the place. Had a very nice Sunday with all of that sunshine. You compare this to just yesterday, which, by the way, was a really nice day as well, just a little on the cool side with those low 60s around, and we're around 13 degrees warmer here in Lexington. 16 degrees warmer down in Richmond, so a lot of warmth out there. Defender not active at this moment as far as tracking any showers or thunderstorms across Kentucky. That will come probably, as I mentioned, during the day tomorrow. We can see that in our 24-hour planner. As we look ahead, clouds start to increase. We're in the mid, maybe some upper 60s by around 8 o'clock. Mostly cloudy by 11, and then as we head through the overnight and into the day tomorrow, you see those stray shower chances coming your way, and we'll have plenty of them. And I'll take a closer look at all of it coming up in just a few minutes.
Former Secretary of State and First Lady Hillary Clinton officially entered the race to be the next president. She announced her plans to run this weekend. Clinton will hit the campaign trail soon, starting with early voting states. Her platform includes strengthening economic security for the middle class and expanding opportunities for working families.
Everyday Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion.
If elected, Clinton would be the first female president. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul made an appearance on CBS's Face the Nation this morning. The Republican kicked off his presidential campaign last week. During his interview with host Bob Schieffer, he discussed Hillary Clinton's plans to run for president and his greatest challenge in the race.
What do you think your greatest challenge is going to be as a candidate?
I think it's portraying myself for who I am and not who people say I am. And that's probably true of all politicians. Your enemies will try to characterize you, and you have to spend your time trying to put forward who you actually are.
Paul also discussed the nuclear deal with Iran and his desire for peace with that nation. And just days after announcing his plans to retire, Schieffer announced this morning his replacement. Political director John Dickerson will take over for Schieffer this summer. You can watch Face the Nation right here on WKYT every Sunday morning.